On April 20th, 2010, the Deepwater Horizon disaster changed the lives of millions living near the Gulf of Mexico, as well as the scientists who responded to the crisis. These are some of their stories, intimate portraits of research, innovation, discovery. Welcome, I'm Jim McNamee, editor of Dispatches from the Gulf, a series of documentaries, short videos, and podcasts. Today we're going to hear about how the Vietnamese community in Louisiana coped with the Deepwater Horizon Oil Spill. It's a story very rarely told.
Hi, my name is Sandy Nguyen. I'm the Executive Director of Coastal Communities Consulting. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization that services rural communities and business in technical assistance, economic development, and social services. We actually established the CCC about 6 months after the oil spill. In response to the oil spill, we immediately assisted the commercial fishermen who were immediately impacted by the spill start the recovery process. Through the emergency process, and till today, we are still assisting thousands of commercial fishermen recover from the oil spill. One of the things that the country is not aware of outside of the economic loss that we suffer from the spill is the mental issue behind the impact. We saw more divorce, more domestic violence, all stemming from the injury that we suffered because of the spill. It kind of shocked a lot of the fishermen. It wasn't like a storm where you know that it's going to pass and then you just kind of rebuild and pick up and go back right to work. With the spill, with the uncertainty that it left us, it created nervous, scaredness, and the way the claims process and the way the money was funneling from BP to the folks that were impacted, they didn't understand a lot of what was going on. And one of the things that I thought was very difficult was to treat our fishermen and help them through the stress and the mental disability that the oil spill created amongst the community. What we did in our office was pretty much lend an ear and try to service them as much as possible to kind of ease their pain and their hurt. One of the things we noticed came through our office is not the proud fisherman, the man that we usually see in these commercial fishermen. After the spill, I think, I saw tears. I saw some of them talk about what's going on with the cleanup program, how their claims are going, how they're going through such hardship because of the lack of formal education. They just weren't able to file their own claim and get the kind of emergency money they were getting. And the initial shock made a lot of our proud, manly fishermen turn into a very small, vulnerable person. So, when they go through our office, instead of speaking and laughing and having a good time, you saw tears and you see men punching walls and things like that. And you can see, I'm not a professional, but I can see that there is mental issues there. It's very difficult to tell a proud fisherman that, you might need to consider seeking help. So we did our best. We lend an ear and we try to do our best in the office to service them and make it better for them and sought them the financial help that they need at the time.
Another unexpected consequence of Deepwater Horizon was the Vietnamese community's inexperience dealing with an oil spill.
We're used to hurricanes. We know how to prepare for it. We know how to handle a hurricane right after a storm. It's very simple. If you have physical damage, you kind of barter your services amongst your friends and your peer, and you fix your boat and you pick up right away. With the oil spill, we're not familiar with oil. We're not familiar with what oil can do. And most of the people were talking about the dispersant. We're not familiar with those things. So it was hard for us to really, we couldn't figure out what to do for months and months. It wasn't like a Katrina where you just fix your boat, get diesel and go. Should we go or should we not? We don't know if the oil is in the seafood. What's going on with the dispersant, right? So it was a lot of unknown when it came to the oil spill. Most of the Vietnamese come to Louisiana because of the climate, the weather, and the fishing industry. It's something that they carry from Vietnam. People down here, they work and they stick together. It's a lot more like Vietnam down here than it is in New Orleans. We grow our own plants, we grow our own fruits, we fish our own seafood. The only thing we really buy is the meat. I would love to retire down here personally. It's very much like Vietnam.
Today, thousands of scientists, oceanographers, chemists, engineers, biologists are all working together to develop newer and better ways to understand and ease the impact of oil spills. To learn more about their work, visit our webpage at dispatchesfromthegulf.com. Funding for this podcast was provided by a grant by the Gulf of Mexico Research Initiative. And thanks for listening.